Alright everyone, on the previous video we talked about checking out, branching, having a branch master, and all that good stuff. In this video we're going to talk about, I guess, GitHub's overall potential. So if you guys have been on the news lately, GitHub acquired by Microsoft. So why does Microsoft think that GitHub is actually worth $7.5 billion? That's a big figure. So the reason is because a lot of people actually write code to GitHub. Like a lot of people actually use GitHub as a collaborative, project, or I guess application to collaborate on stuff. So open source projects on GitHub. You can actually look at this, explore, and you can look into open source projects, which are usually actually pretty cool. I haven't looked into a lot of these. I really want to get into open source projects, but essentially you can, now that you know with all of your GitHub knowledge, you can basically look into any of these open source projects, learn to code, tools for open source, resources, and contribute, build around that community, build around this open source community, because at the end of the day we all benefit from open source software. Because right now I'm recording my screen with an open source software. I'm probably editing my video with an open source, like not really editing my video because Premiere is expensive, but there's a lot of different things that I use on my computer that are open source and they're free, and you don't have to pay for anything. It's really nice, and also you just learn a lot by working on open source projects. Also looks good on a resume, so there's a lot of benefits of open source, and so that's how you can use GitHub for that. If you're working on like a big project with a couple team members and you want to be able to manage all the code somewhere, GitHub is great, and there's like very low risk when you're working on GitHub, because you can always revert back to a previous version. So I'm gonna show you that real quick. If you want, you can do git reset, and that will basically get status. Git reset dash hard, and now it's gonna go back to the about page, and so you want to do git push dash or git push. Let me check the GitHub page real quick. I'm not sure if this will change it, but essentially you can go back to any commit, and you can say, okay, let's go back to this one. I just want to check this code out real quick, and GitHub actually saves every single version. So this is the about page when you added it, and this is the version that it only had this index page. So in that sense, GitHub really reduces all the risks that you have of testing stuff out, playing around with the software, playing around with code. And I think I know it's a great tool for developers, and that's why it was so valuable to Microsoft as they're trying to, build an open source experience around technology, because that's the only way that they can stay relevant, like in the coming years, I think, in my opinion. Because Microsoft is seen as this tech giant, but a lot of people, they think of it as just like the computer for business, but I think Microsoft is trying to move into the space where it's more like, collaborative AI with their whole entire Azure services, machine learning, cloud computing, quantum computing. They're moving into like a lot of tech space, and they really want to get talented developers to work on open source projects and contribute, because a lot of people actually really enjoy working on open source projects. So that's seemed to be a very good investment for them. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this series again. I really appreciate your time, and I hope that you learned something from this. So stay tuned. We post new videos up every single week, and I really appreciate your time and effort. Just remember that everything in life is difficult. It all depends on how much you're willing to work for it, and that's my public service announcement for the day. Have a great night, and enjoy.